stay for and kills me.
Hi Primpers, welcome to our second live stream. We're sorry that we're a little bit behind schedule. We had some serious technical difficulties, but we're all here now, we're all set up, and hopefully you can all see us. Now the issue that we are addressing today is how to apply your foundation and concealer correctly, because a lot of you primpers have written in and said, I don't know how to do it, so me and the girls here are going to help you through that today. So I think first step is it's really important to prepare your skin underneath your foundation, because that's what's going to make it look flawless. So this is the time where you want to apply your foundation, your moisturizer or an oil control lotion if you've got really oily skin. Or I've got Beauty Flash Balm here, so I'm going to put that on because I like my skin to glow and look all radiant. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of that and give it to the girls so that they can apply it too. So just on really clean skin, just massage it in, put it down the center of your nose and kind of work it out. Making sure that it's kind of all over your face. I think if you do have really oily skin, maybe Beauty Flash Balm isn't right for you. And that's all right, you can do it now. But it will just give you a beautiful radiance. But again, just think about your skin type and what works for you. So if you have oily skin, you might want an oil control lotion. Now, the next step is a primer, and I'm not going to apply that today just because we want to kind of keep it as tight as possible. But a lot of you wrote in and said that air conditioning at work was just eating your makeup. Now, the solution to this, the first solution, is applying a primer. So now's the time that you would apply your primer, pop that on over the top, and that basically just creates a barrier between your skin and your foundation so that it's not going to get sucked in there. So once you've applied your primer, the next step is foundation. Now, a lot of people like to apply their concealer before their foundation, but I always apply my foundation first because I figure if you're going to get a little bit of coverage anyway, you may as well put your foundation on and then just fill in the gaps with your corrector and your concealer. So let's just go ahead. We all have a liquid foundation here, but once again, look at your skin type and your skin tone as well and think about what works best for you. So if you have really oily skin, you might prefer a powder foundation. We're just, Em at the end here has oily skin, but we've kind of donated some products to her today. We'll just think about what works for you. Now, I am popping on my Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, illuminating with my foundation. Now, this is what I do every day. So I've got a little bit of foundation here, and then I just mix a little bit of the illuminator in as well, and that's how I get super glowy. But if you guys just prefer a foundation, do that. And I apply it with clean fingers. I think it's really important. You can use a foundation brush with synthetic bristles or a sponge, but I just think the fingers are the best because you can really warm the product and that makes it much easier to blend. So just warm a bit of your foundation in between your fingers. Start in the center and work outwards. We're kind of massaging it in almost. And really making sure that you blend down your jawline, into your brows so that it kind of doesn't get into the hair there, and around your hairline as well. So just like this, kind of massage it, put it on your eyelids as well to kind of cover any veins that you've got. And the key with foundation is really finding a tone that is the same color as your skin tone. You want to even out your complexion. You don't want it to look like you're wearing foundation. So when you're testing it, always test it on your face rather than the back of your hand. And test it on your jawline or something and in natural light, because these lights, your skin tone is completely different. You walk outside and you'll be like, oh no, what am I doing? I look scary. So once all that's blended in, you're just going to let your foundation sit for a little bit and then go into concealer and correcting. Now, concealer and correcting are two totally different things. What a corrector does will brighten. So if you have say dark circles under your eyes, you might want to use a corrector, which is something like this, and that is like a peachy toned product, and that counteracts any dark circles. So I'm going to go on and correct first, under eyes, and just again using my fingers and just applying it to where it's quite dark. I also like putting a bit of corrector on top of my eyelids because I have quite a lot of veins up there.
Me too.
So yeah, a lot of people do. So just put a little bit of that on and onto your eyelids. Do you guys want some corrector?
Yeah, please. Which one?
The peachy colour one. So correctors come in all different shades. Even like if you have red tones, if you've got acne or zits that are a little bit red, green tones will always counteract red. And a lot of you wanted to know how to cover pimples, so we'll get to that as well. But one thing that you can do is just apply a bit of green corrector on the spot over your foundation. Let it sit. and then put some powder over that and apply concealer over the top. So we'll get to that in a second, but correctors are all those weird different tones. You might see one that's really pink or really purple or really green, and they're all counteracting different colours.
Yeah, I was going to just ask a question. Do you dab it on? Or
You
do
can
you
dab it
like,
on.
rub
Yeah,
it?
I kind of just, I think dabbing is better because
Yeah.
if you wipe it, it almost wipes away.
Right.
You
Okay.
can- Yeah, so you don't need as much product.
Yeah.
So just kind of dab it on there. Now on to concealing. So I like to do both, especially if I've had a big night or I'm tired and I have dark circles. You apply a corrector first and then you concealer over the top. Now with concealer, I've been told a whole different kind of, by every makeup artist, they all have a different take on what colour your concealer should be. Some say it should be 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone or your foundation, and others say it should be exactly the same. I guess it just depends on what you're trying to conceal. I like to have mine a little bit lighter, just so that it kind of brightens the area and just makes it look a bit fresher. So this is a stick concealer, and I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that on under my eyes. And if you've got any redness, so this is kind of where I'm addressing the zit situation. Say you've got a little bit of redness around your nose, or I've got a little bit of a spot up here. Just apply that on directly to the area and blend it really well. So Dan here she's got a tea tree concealer, so that's also going to treat blemishes while you're wearing it, a bit like Dan. So just kind of blot that on and really make sure it's blended, and it has to be the same colour because that's kind of when you get all different blotches. Or I think it was Blake Lively who had her chest concealed and it was a lighter shade and it just looked all wrong. So you want it to be the same colour as your foundation, as your skin, or maybe just a tiny bit lighter but not noticeable at all. Then, to help it stay put, grab a powder. So I've got a yellow tone powder here, which will counteract redness, or just your everyday kind of loose powder, or Dan has a pressed powder as well. And what this does is it sets it. So you can put it on your eyelids, anywhere that kind of creases. And on that zit, just powder, and then you can put your concealer on again. So it's almost like 2 steps, because the powder in between will just help counteract any redness even more. So just apply a little bit, and then I've got a big brush here. And then we're ready to go on to powder. So just grab a loose powder and a brush, as he's got hers, and literally just sweep it, especially over your T-zone if you get a little bit oily. But sweep that over the top. And what that will do is just set everything in place. So your foundation, your concealer, you just need a really light, loose powder, and that just helps everything stay put. And then you're ready to go into your contouring or your blush or your eyes, which is definitely what we'll get to in our next live streams. But for now, I think that all our foundation, Sheree has the most amazing skin in the world, so her foundation here is looking flawless. It's all blended really well. Same with Dan and Em. And I think it's just worth taking a little bit of extra time to prepare your skin first, and then apply a foundation so that it's all really well blended, cover and conceal any spots, add a little powder, and you're good to go. Hope you like it, Primpers. We'll see you soon. Bye!